Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Seeking Sister Wife Season 4 Episode 7. If you are new here, then welcome. I give lighthearted reviews with a little bit of laughter and a little bit of shade and a whole lot of detail. If you are back for a second or third time, then welcome back. Y'all, please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Share with a friend. Share it on your Twitter. Hit that notification bell so that you will be updated each and every time I upload a video. Now, child, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. When the episode first opens up, we're over with the Merrifield family. You know, that's Danielle and Ick and whatnot. So Ick and Danielle are going to check the progress on their new home. Well, you know, the home that they built for the plural family that looks like it's not going to be plural, honey. It looks like you're stuck with Danielle Ick. Okay? So they said they designed it for the plural family to accommodate Roberta and the future babies and possibly a third wife. Well, child, we know Leah ain't moving in, so there's that. It's 4,000 square feet, 7 beds, 4.5 bathrooms. So they're going around the house, right, to pretty much show the parents what it's going to be. And apparently her parents, their 2 children, Ick, Danielle, Roberta, and a partridge and a pear tree, they all going to be living together. That's too many people for me. Too many people. We know that her daddy can't wait to live with Roberta, honey, because he was checking her out last time when they went to that pool last season, and he ain't fooling me. So she's telling her mom that when they take turns with Garrick, this is going to be their room, because they're in this room that her and Roberta are going to share. Now, why in the world she would tell her mama that, I have absolutely no idea. But I do know that I threw up just a little bit in my mouth when she said that. I was like, oh, child, not this way y'all going to share. Oh, honey, put your shoes on. Let's go find you a home. Oh, child, the ghetto. Oh, child, it's just ghetto. So she's telling her mom that. And she's like, when we take turns, this is going to be the room that we share. So she was like, you know, they wanted Garrick to have his own room because he's the king of the family. You mean court jester, honey? Because I don't see king nowhere up and through Garrick. I'm just saying. So then Danielle is trying to play it cool, right, in her confessional. And she's talking to Ick, talking about, yeah, I mean, you may have twins. I don't know how many babies you're going to have. I mean, we just don't know. I just feel like, you know, with him having babies with Roberta, it's going to keep her occupied and not thinking about the things that are going on at home. Ma'am, just because this woman has children and procreates with this little disgusting man that you decided to marry, then divorce, then decide to still be with, does not mean that she's going to forget about her family back home. And quiet as it's kept, I don't even think she's coming. But that's neither here nor there, honey. That's just a side note. Moving forward. So her mom feels that it's going to be an adjustment for Garrick to find time for the both of them. Danielle will be running through that house in the daytime with a flashlight, honey, looking for Garrick and Roberta. They're going to be holed up, barricaded in one of them bedrooms. And she's going to be, little wife. Baby, Danielle going to be looking for them in the daytime with a flashlight. Do you hear me? In the next scene, we're over with the Epps family. So they're at home, Marcus, Taryn, and India. And he's asking the ladies what they think about his date. Now, mind y'all, he's dating Bina, but he's still keeping his options open. And to me, that said Bina wasn't going for it. She didn't like India too much. So I don't think she's going to be involved. So he's going on a date with this lady named Janae. They show this picture of Janae. And Janae is a baddie. It's almost like I think it's a lie. Okay, it's giving catfish. It's giving very much catfish. He said they first met while Taryn and he were separated, and then a couple months before he met India. She moved to Atlanta. They lost touch, but she finally agreed to be flued out for a date. How is Marcus getting all these beautiful women? That's what I want to know. I am so confused by that. Like, how are you pulling these women? How are you pulling this off? Like, I am so confused by that. He said that he and Bina talked about, you know, her being added to the family, but he still wants to keep his options open. So he felt like the next person that he thought would be a good match for them would be Janae. So Taryn was like, so how many people you gonna bring that you think you should have dated if you were not married? Like, how many more people is gonna be? Honey, as many as y'all will allow. Now, quiet as it's kept, Taryn, you are the problem, okay? Because India really doesn't want to add anymore, honey. She barely wants you. But every time he says something, you just nod and smile. So, girl, hush. You should be the most offended because he cheated on you. You left, came back, and allowed him to keep the women he collected while y'all were separated because you didn't want to lose him. Even though you left him for cheating, he wasn't willing to let them go. So you had to be added in addition to. You see how nuts that sound? Child, that is crazy. That is downright crazy. So he's like, look, I think we should be with people that I'm familiar with. So India goes, Janae feels like the one that got away. And baby must be, because he flying her out just to be in her presence. She has to be. So he asked India if she's comfortable, and she's like, no, I'm not comfortable. Now you already know what India's answer was going to be. She's like, I want you to feel it out, but for you to feel like you need to bring her back because of the connection, it's kind of scary. He's like, well, in his confessional with the two ladies, it's important we're all on the same page. I need to like them, but this is our family, so to speak. So to speak? What are you talking about? This is your family. It's not so to speak. Ciao. So he's like, I got to be attracted. I have to be interested in them, and they have to spend time with them as well. And if they don't feel comfortable, then I'm not going to continue. And you're right. All I hear is I don't hear anything else about them. And you're trying to make it seem like if they're not comfortable, then you're all out. But I think that's a whole all out lie. You don't care nothing about these women or their feelings. And that's just my opinion. So Taryn, she being messy. Here she go. Talking about, so Janae, she could be here if you weren't with India. Child, Janae could be there and you not be there, from what it sounds like. I'm just saying. So he was like, well, I don't know. And we're going to find that out tomorrow when I take her out. The bar is really set in hell. It's just down there in Hades. It really is. Like, oh my goodness. Like, why would you say that in front of her like that? And she just sitting there, just looking. So he goes, yeah, I don't think, Janae knows my dynamic. I don't think she really knows. You don't think she really knows? Well, if you didn't tell her, then she does not know. See, this is why I don't accept no dates until I vet you, honey, and run your background. Because you're not about to have me flued out only to find out that you already have two other women. It's not happening, honey. No. Are you crazy? Moving forward. This makes absolutely no sense. He is so grimy. Ugh, but I guess it makes sense because so are the rest of the men on this season. So he falls right in line, but this just ain't making no sense to me. He's like, yeah, I never got to take her out on a real date. So let's get that going first. And then, I'm going to tell her what's new. What's new? It's not like you just got a new car or a promotion at your job, honey. You have two women at the house. That's just yucky. So basically, you are luring her here under false pretenses, and she thinks you're single. Y'all see? Y'all see why I be staying in the house? I told y'all. So he's trying to explain it away, but then says, I didn't tell her because I didn't think she would come. And that would be her choice. I can't stand for people to make decisions for me. Let me know exactly what is happening, and then I can formulate my own opinion about it. Don't lie and then make decisions for her. Everybody don't want to be involved in this mess. Meanwhile, Taryn just sitting there nodding and smiling. She truly is lost. I mean, truly lost. Do you hear me? So he's like, I just feel like I need to talk to her face to face. So they're asking him about the date. And he's like, I got her an Airbnb. I'm a cook for her. So they're like, are you going to decorate? He's like, yeah, I'm going to put rose petals on the bed. The bed? So not only did you lie by omission, you assume she going to sleep with you as well. Because there ain't no reason for no rose petals on the bed, bruh. Y'all shouldn't even be going towards the bed. Like, no. What? So they're like, no roses on the bed. I mean, you can have them on the table. Why are y'all subjecting yourselves to this little troll and his creeper antics? Whatever. India goes, well, why would there be roses on the bed? She's like, you're on thin ice, buddy. You're skating on thin ice. Oh, child. He's like, yeah, well, what we gonna do? We're really gonna talk all night. And they're like, all night? You mean until your curfew? Because you have to be home by 3:30. This is just a whole fool. So India goes, well, you know how you have to train men? And early on, we established a curfew. Train him. Well, is he housebroken as well? Because, honey, he's giving dog. Roof, roof. Okay, this is definitely what he's giving. Moving forward. So they're telling him that he has to be home to his family by a certain time. And baby, he has some rebuttals because he is not going down without a fight. So he said out of his mouth, y'all. This is what he said out of his mouth. India is still in this relationship chasing monogamy. And you can't hold me to a monogamous man's standards. If these are rules that y'all already had set in this mess of a relationship that y'all got going on, then you should abide by it, little man. Like, what are you talking about? And that's why I feel in a few years that India will be gone, because she really don't want Taryn there. But she puts up with Taryn because she doesn't want this, to go away. I don't know why she wants Marcus. I really don't. Like, she really doesn't want this lifestyle. She really wants Marcus all to herself, but she's being accommodating for whatever reason. So he's gaslighting them, you know how they like to do. And he's like, I want to wake y'all up and tell y'all about it. So Taryn is like, no, just tell me about it in the morning. Which we know you agree to pretty much anything, so it don't really matter. India was like, no, you need to wake me up. I need to know what's happening. And ain't no waking up because you're going to be in this house at 3:30. So in his confessional, he was like, India is confusing me. Like, she says go, but then she gets mad if I go and have a good time. And I feel like that's affecting our relationship. India is not going for the out all night. Girl, just leave him alone then. Just leave. It's not like you can't find someone else. Like, anyway. Over to the Joneses. Hey, Tasha Jones. I wait every Monday to speak to Tasha Jones. Baby, I love it. So Sidian in his morning breath, they're waking up to Aerial. Hey, y'all. And so Aerial was doing a little confessional. So the producer asked her if they had sex last night. She was like, yes, we were very intimate. Oh, okay. Well, Sidian might actually stand a chance this time. This is the furthest that he's ever gotten. So he said that he actually really feels good about it. So the two of them are on their way to a remote island to have a little romantical time. Sidian seemed a little more relaxed and confident now that he got a little taste. Honey, kissing all over, leaning in for affection. I guess he needed a little boost. Honey, got on his Hawaii 5-0 short set. I said, okay, Sid. Okay, Sid. Honey, you Sid at this point. So they get to the beach and she asks how he feels, right? And he said, I feel, like this was above my expectations. She goes, really? Why? Child, because y'all had sex. He didn't expect you to show up, let alone lay down and roll around with him. Girl, keep up. But his answer was, I feel like it can be awkward when you're first meeting someone, but I don't feel that way with you. Like, I feel like we've known each other forever. And she actually agreed because she feels the same way. And she said it feels amazing. So he was like, I really can't see us being together for a long time. She says she really likes Sidian and she's just worried about getting too attached to him. But the more time they spend together, the more that she's going to work to make it work when they become long distance again. So they get out of the water, right? Because they're in the water, getting their Baywatch on or whatever they're doing, child. And they come sit down to eat. Mind y'all, not a sanitizer in sight. Now, y'all know how I am. Y'all know how I am. She is feeding him this rice with her bare hands. Oh, child, it was just so nasty, honey. The nastiness of it all, honey. It was just so gross. And she's feeding him, and then she goes, you can taste my hands. Oh, my God. So he asked what she thinks about becoming a second wife. And she said, she'll be cool with that as long as they respect each other. Y'all gonna be fine because Tasha Jones can't wait for Aerial to get to the States. Do y'all hear me? She cannot wait. Moving forward. Back with Minnie Marcus and his wives, India is still going off about him coming home by curfew. India, just get you a man that will be exclusive to you because Marcus is just looking for another woman to lay down with. Point blank in the period. So then India tells him that she does not want another woman to move in with them. Oh, girl, now you getting on my nerves, honey. What did y'all talk about before this show aired? So what do you want? Like, what is happening? Taryn actually agreed with that. She's like, yeah, I don't want them to live here in the beginning, maybe later on down the street. And so India was like, or somebody else can live down the street. So he looking at her like, what, you want to move out? India said, if she moves in, then one of us needs to go. He's like, well, do you want to go? Child, I know I want to, honey, and I ain't even there. I'm ready to go and I'm not even there. So he said India doesn't make him feel stable and comfortable enough to think that she'll be there through anything. So her saying that she wants to leave, that's a trigger to him and it's a threat. Child, the trigger for me is all of y'all, if we're really being clear. So they go talk about it in another room one-on-one, honey, because they don't need to involve Taryn because she ain't never got no input no way. So he's basically just telling her that he has insecurities about where they are when she says that. Things like she wants to move out. And she was like, well, I used to threaten him to do that all the time when we were not getting along. So I guess that's why he's triggered. So y'all like to play little games. If it ain't working, move out because clearly you're uncomfortable with this type of relationship, India. It's very evident. So India tells him that, she's drawing a line in the sand. You cannot stay out with this woman and you cannot sleep with her. So he having a full-on fit because if it means losing one of them, then he's not going to do it. Well, then shut it down, honey, because you're going to lose your for show trying to be greedy. In India, If you agree to be in this type of relationship, you cannot threaten to leave every time you don't get what you want. I thought this was all about sharing. Honey, I thought this was a Barney type relationship. Sharing means caring. What happened to that? So he's starting to panic, honey, because he think he about to lose India. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? Like, I shut all this down to be with you. Well, we didn't hear you say Taryn, but honey, that's neither here nor there. That's just a messy side note. Moving forward. In the next scene, Nick, April, Jen, and Danielle, better known as Old Boy and the Three Blind Mice, they're still on this getaway. So they're making dinner, and Danielle and Nick go out to talk. So he wants to tell her how they go about marriage. Basically, they marry each other and not Nick. So he wants to make sure she doesn't have any unrealistic expectations. Sir, the fact that you have somehow coerced them into marrying each other to absolve you of any responsibility is the most disgusting yet genius thing that I've ever seen. And I do not know how you did it. I really do not. I don't know why they can't see that. So he asked her how she feels about April and Jen being married to each other but taking his last name. I feel like it's dumb, but let's see what she has to say. So he's telling her that she would have to marry one of them or the additional sister wife that will come in. Poor Danielle. The look on her face was utter disbelief. Danielle, you have your entire life ahead of you. Do not waste it with nasty Nick. Where are your parents or your siblings, girl? Like, I know you're grown, but you need guidance, honey. Don't make me speak directly to you. Because when I speak directly to you, that means I mean business, honey. Please don't make me speak directly to you, Danielle. So she was like, my initial reaction was I was shocked, because why wouldn't we be married? Because Nick is a bum, okay? And in case anything goes down, he can quickly move around without a care in the world. It's giving a couple wet wipes case a bum try to touch me. Ill. Honey, it's giving Nicki Minaj. It's no way that I would let Nick touch me, look at me, breathe the same air as me. Honey, I would definitely be wearing a mask around Nick. Child, absolutely not, honey. No, ma'am. She's like, I wouldn't be opposed to it. But then she starts talking in riddles, and this is the part that confused me. She was like, well, the Pythagorean theorem of us as women, we're very particular in our PJs. It's hard to imagine someone being as we are. Girl, what are you talking about? Just say, no, I don't like it. Just say that. So even Nick, being Bill Nye the Science Guy, he was like, we're all just trying to make it happen. He didn't understand a thing that Danielle had just said, honey. He didn't understand a damn thing she said, child. So she was like, it's just hard to imagine that I would marry another woman and not Nick. Don't imagine it. Nick is trying to get over on you. Leave him right where he sits next to this salmon on the grill. She really wants to say no, but she didn't say no for some reason. And I really have a soft spot for Danielle. I don't know what it is. I really have a soft spot for her. And I don't like her being caught up in this. Okay. She's unable to properly express herself. I feel like her self-esteem is a little bit low. She's young, impressionable, and all of y'all are creepy. Every last one of y'all. You, April, and Jen. Creepy. Moving forward. So he claims in his confessional with the ladies that he did it that way so nobody got jealous. Bullcrap. You did it to easily escape financial responsibility. The car and the house probably in their name too, so they don't get jealous. Boy, gone. So then April and Jen come out, and Danielle was asking them how they felt. So Jen is trying to explain it, right? But here come Nick. So he cut her off because she probably was going to say something that he didn't want her to say. I don't trust him at all. And it is clear that Jen is his favorite. When y'all watch this episode, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. Jen is clearly his favorite. On over to the Merrifields. So they're finally able to move into their house, and they're having their first meal there. Of course, they can't go an episode without mentioning Bert. And you know what? As I was watching this scene, it really made me realize that they brought Leah in for a little razzle dazzle, because without anybody, Danielle and Garrick are a snooze fest. They are so boring. Like, there's no other way to describe them. So anyway, they're standing in the room that's supposed to be shared by Roberta and Danielle. I don't think Roberta is interested in these two any longer, but that's just my opinion. Danielle is all excited about them sharing a room like it's a sleepaway camp, when in reality, Garrick and Roberta will be together if she decides to come. She's like, yeah, and I had the room insulated because, they might be making sounds. Girl, I don't think Garrick has anyone climbing the walls or the neighbors knowing his name. I think you was going to be all right, child. So they sit down on the couch to take a load off. And Garrick said, communication between them hasn't been the best lately with Roberta. So they try to call her. So Danielle was like, she doesn't respond to our texts or our calls. So, baby, they calling Bert. Child, no answer. You have reached, honey. Wasn't even a voicemail. Just nothing. Now, she didn't answer the phone. I hope Garrick don't start crying because y'all know his eyes stay wet behind Bert, and I don't want to hear it. Danielle was happy as hell, though, quiet as a skip, honey. She was like, ooh, she didn't answer. I don't trust Danielle. So Garrick goes, I know Bert loves me, and I'm a priority. I know this. Are you? Because I think little wife is over the both of y'all, if we're really being real. So Garrick is sitting there next to Danielle, and when I tell y'all he is freaking out on the inside, he looking at Danielle like, why are you here? Just why are you here? Oh, honey. Back with Nick and his girls, they're getting in the hot tub. So all of them get in, right? They all got on their bathing suits. They get in, giving their version of the zhuzh, and they all over him. It was giving skin flick, and I felt very uncomfortable. Okay, I felt very uncomfortable. Oh, child, I felt so gross. Oh, honey, I do not want to see that. So Jen said in her confessional, Nick is very good at helicoptering his love. I don't want nothing to do with it. Okay, it's giving Spirit Airlines, honey. It's giving Southwest, honey. It's giving Frontier. I don't want nothing that has to do with Nick and him helicoptering a damn thing. It's just gross. So Nick asked Danielle how she's going to feel about him slipping out in the middle of the night to go be with April or Jen. So she paused for a minute because y'all know Danielle gets uncomfortable. Oh, Danielle. And then she was like, I'm fine with it as long as you don't wake me up. Now, Danny, you know that's a lie. I'm going to have to give you a nickname, okay, because I've adopted you. You know that's a lie. You're uncomfortable with that. Everything that he has told you this weekend, you have been uncomfortable with it. Just say that. So anyway, in the confessional, she's singing a different tune. She's like, I do have concerns about me not getting one-on-one time with Nick, and I feel like I might get jealous if he wants to have sex with one of the other ladies. I don't know. So they go inside to leave Nick with Danielle, but he's slapping April's behind, child, and she's like, ooh, you're making it hard for me to leave. Ma'am, please go. Okay, hurry it along. So Danielle was like, I want to have sex with him tonight. And I know you guys may wonder why a wife will let her husband sleep with another woman, but we're all in a relationship together. Are you all in a relationship together? Or are y'all in a relationship and Nick is just there to sleep with y'all? Like, child, And then they, kissing in this hot tub, baby. It's a full moon out, baby. Danielle, she got a don't. 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 Twerk some, twerk some. Baby, Danielle was mooning the hell out of us on this scene. I said, baby, this is a whole fool. And that was the end of the episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. I know you probably have not watched it yet. I just went on ahead and put out the review, honey, so I can enjoy the rest of my day. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.